So when I do triathlons, that's swim, bike, run, during the biking part, I have special pedals. The pedals attach my shoes into them, so I clip my shoes in and my feet are stuck to the pedals. Well, I had to learn how to use these. I used to ride a bike with just normal flat pedals. You can take your feet off whenever you want. But now, I use these special pedals that help you go faster, help you be stronger on the bike because your feet won't slip off. They're just stuck in there. But it was really scary the first time I rode with them. Yep, I fell. I went to stop the bike and then I forgot. I have to unclip my foot out of the pedals. The second time I got back on, I was able to ride a little longer. I was able to stop a couple times, remember to take my feet out of the pedals, and it was pretty good, except one time I went to stop, I took my left foot out of the pedal, but then my bike went over to the right, and I fell. The third time I got on the bike, I went for a long ride, I got on and off several times, and I didn't fall, and now I almost never fall while I'm using those pedals. This is kind of like reading a new book, and then reading it again and again until you become familiar with it. Today I want to teach you that when you read your first book, when you read a book for the first time, your reading might sound kind of bumpy and maybe even a little boring, but readers reread without being told. They do this automatically, out of habit. Just like cyclists, they get back on the bike. They try again. And cyclists keep riding until they ride smoother and smoother without falling, just like readers. They work to make their voices smoother and smoother each time. Reread to smooth out your voice. Like the first time I read Ollie the Stomper, before I read it to you, it kind of sounded like this. This is Ollie. This is Gossy. This is Gertie. They are goslings. Goslings? They are goslings. Was that bumpy and boring? It's okay to say yes. Should I reread to make it smoother? Okay, listen and let me know if my reading is better this time. This is Ollie. This is Gossy. This is Gertie. They are goslings. Okay, this time I'm going to reread showing more feeling in my voice, so I sound like a real storyteller. This is Ollie. This is Gossy. This is Gertie. They are goslings. Did you hear how I also read a few words at a time instead of just one at a time? That helped my voice sound smoother and more interesting. I'm going to keep reading. Gossy, I already know that name from the last page. Gossy wears bright red boots. Gertie wears bright blue boots. Oh, now that I know that word, I'm going to go back and reread that page nice and smooth. Gertie wears bright blue boots. Wow, I really like rereading. I think I'll make a habit out of it. Listen to how I can sound like a storyteller now. This is Ollie. This is Gossy. This is Gertie. They're goslings. Gossy wears bright red boots. Gertie wears bright blue boots. Okay, now you try. Ollie wants boots. Gossy and Gertie tromp in the straw. Okay, let's reread it a little smoother. Read it with me. Ollie wants boots. Gossy and Gertie tromp in the straw. Let's keep reading. Ollie stomps after them. Oh, you want to go back and reread that sentence? It's becoming a good habit for you, isn't it? Ollie stomps after them. Gussie and Gertie romp in the rain. Yeah, you're right. Let's go back and reread that a little smoother. Gussie and Gertie romp in the rain. Readers, let's celebrate all the habits you've learned so far. Readers build good habits. Take a sneak peek at the beginning. Check your sneak peek. Do something at the end. Do something at the end of a book. Reread a favorite part, reread the whole book, think back over the parts, retell it to yourself, put it aside to share with your partner later. Create a sequel in your mind, like what happens next? What would happen next if there was a whole nother book? Act out apart from the book. Okay, more good habits. Read more and more. Read more and more and keep track of the number of books you read. Set goals. Remember, you can set goals for how many books you want to read, as well as setting goals for the amount of time you read. And our new one, reread to smooth out your voice. Remember, readers reread to make those bumpy, boring voices so much better. That's another habit you can work hard to use all the time without having to be reminded. Let's put that habit in your pocket so we don't leave it behind. Okay, ready? Pretend to take it off the chart. Tuck it in your pocket so you can use it today and every day. Off you go, time for independent reading.